Quantitative easing is fundamentally different than cutting interest rates, and that it appears to be working through fundamentally different transmission channels. No longer credit channels and lending channels appear to be the dominant way in which it impacts the economy. It appears much more to be working itself through asset prices. Whether you think about housing stocks or financial stocks, I think that is the dominant channel. And as a first approximation, if 3/4 of our fellow citizens get 96% of their income from labor income, it strikes me we ought not be dismissive in saying, oh, everybody wins. When I look at the wealth creation across the financial asset world post-crisis, I view that wealth creation as being significantly above what my former colleagues predicted. When I look at what they expected in the real economy, I look at the real economic performance as markedly worse than they predicted. And so that's what I think raises these questions, makes them absolutely germane to today's discussion. And I very much do worry, as I'm sure many of the people in this room do, that we've created a product not with bad intent. We've created a product that may or may not turn out to be counterproductive. We are in the middle of this experiment as we are now, but where the gains have been extracted by the most well-to-do, by the most sophisticated, who see that the central banks are, to one degree or another, trying to get asset prices up to drag up the real economy. They get the joke. They have been willing to play the game. And it does strike me as though we have to think about not just the efficacy of these programs, but really who are the winners and the losers.
I think it would be wrong for the Federal Reserve to say we are going to steer away from our maximum employment stable price target or take longer to get there because we think getting there as rapidly as we can will have effects on income or wealth distribution that are adverse. Those are decisions for Congress to make through taxes and transfers, not for the Fed to make. And it might inform a conversation between, this is Josh's point, between the Federal Reserve and the Congress. So if the Federal Reserve said, here's what we're doing and it's having these effects on income distribution, and it's up to you, the Congress, whether you're comfortable with this. And there are other ways of approaching this, and you might want to use fiscal policy, as Josh was discussing. That conversation never occurred.